So we did a basic standing figure, and then I was working on this running figure here. So it's kind of, I'm using the same ideas that I've been using here and here, where we built the figure from a stick figure, and now we're giving it a bit of three-dimensionality, right? And remember what I was saying about drawing the boobs from the pecs? So in this case, you have your head, and then you have your shoulder. So that shoulder muscle, when it's resting, you're gonna get this kind of shape, right? I always draw. Hey, Starwoom, thank you for the host. I always do like circles as a basic representation of a shoulder, but then once you start to get a little bit more detailed with it, that's kind of the shape that it's almost like an eagle's head, like a bird's head, that fills that circle. And then like you get like the arm that comes down from there, in which when you map it out, you get something like that. And then the forearm. And it's just like looking at the subtleties of how these shapes change is so important. And sometimes it's just about tracing a person. Like if you have like a model or something, or a photo of a person that you really like, just trace it. And when you're tracing it, look at the subtlety of how those shapes change, because then from that inside part of the shoulder muscle there, that's where the pec is going to come from. You see that? And then the inside of the arm is going to tuck under that. But this right here is the important bit. The way I think about it is like when you have that circle, arm comes down from it, on the inside of that circle right there, that's where all of the action comes from.
You're very fond of trees. Well, we could survive without trees because ancestors. Yes.
Rebel Reason coming in with the 3 months. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's up with you? Thank you so much for 3 months. I hope you enjoy that bigger, better, faster, stronger title belt next to your name. You are no longer a puny champion. You are a full-fledged, reigning, defending, undisputed 3rd month champion in the channel and member of the Nation of Domo Nation, aka the Domo Hype Station, aka the WW Domo, aka the Prices Domo, aka the Quarters, Nickels, and Domos, aka welcome back to the most electrifying stream in Twitch entertainment. That is the Thunder Domo, baby. Holla at your boy. Let's go. Tracing is so underrated as a form of studying art. Right, Star Womb. And I think what it is, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Because I get so many people asking me, like whether reference using reference is cheating. So in a generation that thinks that even using reference is cheating, like, tracing is a whole different level. And the thing is, when you're learning and you're trying to figure out the subtleties of how things work, like, tracing is fine as long as you're not going around, like, tracing things and saying that you drew it, like, without help. Like, when you're just learning how to figure things out, like, tracing is so important because, like, that way you figure out, like, really subtle things that you might not notice on a normal basis. So when it comes to, like, the pectoral going into the shoulder, you get that information going on right there. So then when it comes to drawing the boob in there, again, coming from that space, that line of action, depending on the size of the boob, you're gonna get something that looks probably similar to that, or how big it is depends on how round that's gonna be, because then you might have something like this. But it's important to recognize that every single time, notice how my pecs up here. So for a guy, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the pec up there, but then the boob is gonna come from that pit and fall down below. So with that said, with drawing a pose like this, it's the same deal, where I have my shoulder blade from a down position. It's gonna look something like that. But then as you start to lift that shoulder up, this line here is the same as this line here. So then, exactly like my chapstick reference, you got that down shoulder, and as you start to lift it up, you start to see that open in there. So then the arm comes out. And then you get the forearm. And you got the pec that comes down from that line again. That's that inside of that that shoulder blade there. From that inside is where all of that pec information sort of flows out. So in terms of this running pose, with that shoulder coming forward, you then have that pec muscle coming from Got a question? What's up, Chief? You got that pec there. But then you guys see this information coming back here. So that's going to get stretched out. Especially because of the running pose. Buation, what's up, yo? Because of this running pose, that pec is going to get stretched out there as it's going back into space. So you get like the pectoral muscles here, right? So this one gets stretched back because of that sort of running pose. As the shoulder gets thrown back, so does the pec. So the way we kind of had the pectoral resting, notice how all of these lines are coming from the shoulder there, from the inside of the shoulder there. All of these lines are coming. Same thing for this one, the inside of that shoulder there. All these lines sort of run out to form the pectoral muscle. So we have our pectoral muscle here. All of these lines. Yo, Kreese, what's up, dude? All of these lines running from the pecs, running from the pecs, running from the pecs. Whereas this one here, because that guy is getting stretched out as it's running behind us, as that shoulder, notice how the shoulder coming forward, as we had this sort of almost eagle beak going on, when we lift it up coming towards us, we had that circular motion there. But then going back into space, facing away from us, the other side of that shoulder opens up towards us, while that goes back into space. So what we end up getting
Come on, mon ami.
is something that looks like that. And I just realized too, the hand is kind of blocking the pectoral muscle there. So basically all I'm thinking about, again, using the chapstick example, is if I have my basic shape for my chest area, right? Because it's slightly leaning forward, we're seeing the top of that. You see that? Just like the chapstick. If this is the chest area for this particular pose, as it's leaning forward, you're going to see some of the top. And also the bottom of it, you're going to see rounds off. So that's what we have here. We're seeing the top of it there, bottom of it rounding off here. So basically I wanted to show you guys like the pecs without the arm in the way. Um, so as that shoulder is moving back into space, you'll get something like that. And this shoulder is coming forward into space. So you get something like that, where if you were to see that opening
Come on, mon ami.
as this part here is facing away from us here, so that once again, thinking about the basic shape of the shoulder, that like sort of eagle head like shape. Other side, same thing, that like eagle head type shape. Those pectoral muscles come from the inside of that bottom, there. So when it comes to a pose like this, you get the pectorals coming from the inside of the bottom area there. Split that in half, and this right here is going to get stretched out due to the strain of throwing that arm backward. So when you think about how the muscles break down, all of those lines of action are coming from that muscle there. Same here. Gotta run, I'll be lurking. Alright, dude, thanks for the raid again. I appreciate you, man. Hope you have get some good eats and get some rest and all that stuff. Yeah, you guys go follow Kreese. That man's been killing the commission game. If y'all are looking forward to getting a commission, Kreese is your guy. So then you get something like that, right? So coming back to this one, you can kind of see here, we got our lines coming from our pectorals there. Same as here. Lines, pectorals. See that? I have to go. I've been lurking for a bit. I hope to catch you Thursday. All right, Simmer, thank you for hanging out with us. All right, so getting that arm in there using our trusty chapstick. If that's the top of the arm coming from the shoulder, you're gonna see that opening there. And as it flows away from us, you see that closing there. So you'll get something like that. And same thing for the forearm. But what's really important is this connection here and that connection there. Because you notice how this part of the torso is going behind the arm, but this one cuts at the middle of the torso. That's because that bend that you're seeing in this turn, what's happening is as the upper body is twisting one way, the lower body is twisting the opposite direction. So as the right arm, this character's right arm is coming forward and the left arm is going back, the left leg is coming forward and the right leg is going back. And that twist causes this stretch to happen. And also, because of this twist, you're also gonna get a lot of information that gets thrown this way as well. Specifically, the way the boobs sit on the chest is they're not sitting, right? Like you're gonna get some motion. So then when it comes to drawing the boobs, rather than having them sort of sitting flat the way you would if the person is just resting, now you're gonna get something like this. Where there's like some kick up action, like you kind of, and this is gravity here. This is where gravity kind of takes hold, where like you can kind of see how they're getting sort of thrown up in a certain direction, because as the body moves, so does everything else in that direction. But then there's that cut where the body splits and the bottom half sort of moves in the opposite direction, right? So you get the hips, and always like to kind of get a curve in there, and then at the legs get another curve for women. If it's a dude, normally I like to just straight up you get the basic upper body shape, you got the pecs, throw that arm back, that arm forward, got your running pose. Let's lighten that. So when it comes to guys, you still got your pecs, but then I bring it in. And I stay more boxy with it. So that when you see it, you can immediately tell it's a guy. And again, this is all like subtlety. Like subtlety is the word in this. All of these shapes that I'm drawing, there's a subtlety in the direction of those shapes. You see that? The difference between that and that. So you get those curves, how that kind of tapers in. You got that curve there, but then once the legs come out, you get that double dip. I've been told you need an extraordinary visual mind to draw comics. Hard work isn't enough. Is it true? Um, Hard work is everything. I don't have the most visual mind myself. I don't think I have the most visual mind. But I do work really, really hard. The thing is, like, even when it comes to these poses here, um, all I'm doing is finding easier ways to break down poses so that I can remember how to do it without relying solely on reference to be able to build poses. Um, and that's pretty much all you need is just like a lot of studying and memorization, remembering how to break down the figure. Um, but most of all, it's just studying and understanding. Um, all you really need is just good comprehension. Work smarter, not harder. Yeah, like if you have good comprehension, then you can draw comics. It's just a matter of studying a lot. It's like playing, reading, and playing music. Got to put in the time and the effort. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It takes a lot of time and effort to do it. Like that's all it is. It's just time and effort, studying and practicing a lot, studying and understanding. Like I try to use like study, understand, and comprehend, because everybody's gonna have like different levels of comprehension, right? Like some people may learn something faster than others, but as long as you can comprehend the shapes, the subtle shapes of building the figure, comprehending, studying, understanding how to take simple shapes and turn them into like full-fledged objects. Once you figure out how to do that, then the sky's the limit. Like you can literally draw whatever you want. It's just a matter of like figuring out perspective and using the resources you have available to convey a specific kind of story, you know?
Come on, mon ami.
Just wouldn't want someone to spam in the future, and a cooldown of any sorts like 25 seconds to 60 seconds to prevent that. I'm a software developer and Twitch mime for a few channels and want to spread some information to those who may need it. Hope you're well. Yo, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. It's very kind of you too to want to help. But yeah, no, we got it covered. I appreciate it though. So mad. How come, baby Hana? Study, comprehend, understand. The basic rule to live by. Yep, there it is, Glass. Study, comprehend, understand, and practice. That's the another thing. Study, I'd say study, practice, comprehend, and yo, Razor, dude, what's up, man? How are you? Study, practice, understand, and comprehend. Those are like the four I guess methods I would say to really finding success in learning how to do this stuff. Study, practice, understand, and comprehend. I think my problem is I'm my worst critic. That's what's holding me back. Holding you back from what, Makina? You started 3 hours ago. Did I miss much? Yeah, you did miss a lot, but I mean, we're going full force in it. Like we're not stopping anytime soon. Um, but yeah, you got your basic running pose, and we did that from quick gesture to sort of full-fledged drawn out figure. And the things to really think about is, especially in a pose like this, think about the twist in the body. How as these arms are getting thrown back, this leg is coming forward. You see that direction there? So that as that opens up to us, that's sort of flowing away from us, right? So if you find yourself drawing a pose where you have someone running you never want to have it where if the right arm is coming forward and this other arm is going back, the right leg wouldn't be coming forward. Because logistically, it just doesn't make sense. People just don't move like that. And then you could also just kind of look at this pose in general and see how awkward it feels, right? So that's something to keep in mind too, is whenever there's motion involved, whether it's a person walking, running, or whatever, if the arm is coming forward, the leg is going to go back. If the arm is going back, the leg is going to be coming forward. I just can't figure out how to draw figures like you. I think my brain is broken. Nah, your brain isn't broken. You just haven't practiced enough. Hey Domo, just saying hi. Don't want to disrupt the tutorial. No worries, Hattie. Thank you for being here. What's up? How you doing? Done with my hair? Oh snap. I feel like the person uh I feel like the person is uncoordinated, like extremely. Right, yeah, right? Like it doesn't make sense to have the right arm coming forward along with the right leg. While the left leg, like if one is coming forward, the other one's going back. If one's going back, the other one's coming forward every time. So like if I were to draw a person walking, say I'm drawing a person walking. I'm drawing a woman walking, right? I got my skull. My body. Pelvis. So let's say the right leg's coming forward. That means the right arm is going to go back. Left leg, or wait, I just confused myself. This is the left leg. This is this person's left leg. This person's left leg, which means this person's left arm is going to be going back. And this person's right leg from the back
Come on,
is
mon
going
ami.
back, which means their right arm is going to be coming forward. Thank you for the follow. So as I start to flesh that out, also look at the twist. Look at the twist in the body too. You see that twist happen in there? So you get the neck, shoulder, other shoulder, as the chest comes out.
Come on, mon ami.
Thank you for the follow. You got that shoulder there. Arm goes back.
Come on, mon ami.
Yo, thank you guys for all the follows. Y'all are amazing. Thank you guys. So remember what I said about the shoulder. From that bottom point, that's the line of action where the pectoral sort of coming from, right? So you get like the clavicle there, pectoral comes down, and that muscle sort of coming from that armpit hits those pecs. Get the booty butt cheeks, good old glutes. Leg comes forward. Shape of the calf. Meanwhile, that arm back there. and you got your natural sort of walk. I even toss that leg a little bit back to give it a little bit more balance. But you see how that flows, and actually this arm should be a little bit longer. There we go. So now you see how it kind of flows, because right arm coming forward, which means the right leg is going to be going back. Left arm going back, which means the other leg is going to be coming forward. Left arm back, so left leg forward. Right arm forward, so left leg back. Always opposite. I just tried to run with the same arm and leg to same left arm and leg. It felt so wrong. In fact, my body's natural motion said, no, return to return to alternating. Yeah, it's nature, you know. It's just how it goes down. So that's why I really try to hone that in when I'm thinking about like how to draw a lot of these poses. I always mess up when I draw the head looking up. Yeah, that's just a matter of let's do one of those.